Hi, I'm Paul.
All right, that thing still cracks me up. All right, this is going to be a rough one for me. I think it's emotional. I've put a lot of thought into what I want, and hopefully I will be able to remember some of it. Um, I'm going to pull up the chat here. I whew, yeah, a little shaky. Let's see if people come in, and then we'll get to talking. Do some normal housekeeping stuff, and then I'll get into it. I We are live. We're good to go. Okay, so let's talk about it. Um, I have a lot of different physical health problems, and I have mental health issues as well that I struggle with, and the two always do meet. Um, let's see here. I didn't realize the time, and I'm in the tub. LL. I guess I'll just lay here, relax through the live. Sounds good. I appreciate you coming over. Um, so just getting into it. See, I haven't missed anything yet. Just yeah, I'm nervous about this one. I struggle the most, I would say, with getting enough food, to be able to eat enough food. Struggle with my ARFID, and I think it's something that a lot of people don't know about in general, and don't realize, I guess, how hard it is to have it and to be able to just to eat. And it's something that's so ingrained in every aspect of life. Food is, everywhere you go, it's about food. Every event you go to is about food, and it can really become uh, just all encompassing. Inappropriate hover, it's okay. I'm here for you. Go at your own pace. Thank you. I appreciate you. I think I have two chats open because I'm getting double and I do. So let me get rid of one of those. I made it. Tampa B. Hello. Thank you for coming in. I you missed it. I'm just getting into things. I was telling the inappropriate heifer here. Nervous about it. I it's one of the things, I struggle with the most is being able to get enough food and keep enough weight on. And I mean, I guess let's go back. It all began back when I was in the 11th grade, and I was having a lot of stomach issues. I was having to go to the bathroom like 12 times a day, and it was really painful. And ended up finding out, through a lot of tests and stuff, that had celiac disease and lactose intolerant and IBS. And the three combini combining together really wreaked havoc on my stomach. And that mixed with, moving in the 11th grade to a new school and, family stuff, like I was really stressed out. And so my body was just shutting down, like I wasn't being able to digest anything. I ended up getting down to 89 pounds at my lowest. I'm 5'10", so you can imagine that is pretty thin. And to kind of give you an idea here of my back, I was pretty thin there, and it I don't want to look at this too long because it's still like it's painful to see, and it's hard to go from that, and gain weight back. I had to do TPN feeding for a while, IV feeds, and the hospital ended up messing that up and gave me a clot, so that sucked. And then I had to do a liquid diet for a year. I'm blending everything up in a Ninja, to make it easier to digest. And so, over the years, I've struggled a lot to be able to digest food. So coming back to, let's see here, 2010, I was 89 pounds and then ended up having a pacemaker. So you can see it popping out there, my backup generator. And I got that in 2011, and I just got my second one this past August. So with that, my that's where my eating stuff really started. There was the 11th grade, and it just kept getting worse, because every time I ate, I would get sick. And if you get sick every time you eat, like you start to be where you don't want to eat anything. Like if you've ever had something and you've gotten like food poisoning off of it, you probably don't want to eat that thing for a long time, if ever. Like you get that repulsion from it. It's a natural like thing to our bodies does to help protect us from eating poison. But when it happens over and over and over, every time you eat anything, you or I became afraid to eat, and so it sucked, and it ended up wreaking havoc on my bone marrow. It wreaked havoc, on my heart, and just all my organs, and to the point where I ended up getting on disability and just very weak and hard to walk, and it was really, really hard, but I built myself back up. I got up to 135 pounds and I was feeling pretty good, and I was starting to work part-time again, I was, you know, doing cool. Pandemic hit and it really messed with my anxieties. My agoraphobia got really bad and I wasn't able to eat much anymore, like it got to where I couldn't digest food again. So I was looking around, trying to figure it out. I met with a dietitian and I went with her. We went through a lot of stuff over and over and found out like what I'm missing in my diet, like the macronutrients, the micronutrients, obviously calories. When I met with her, I was getting like 220 calories a day. So not enough for anything, I was barely hanging on. And so we worked together find out what I needed, and I got the right supplements that I needed, and that was cool. But the my biggest thing was getting enough protein in my diet because the fact of like everything that I ate, especially things that are higher in protein, are more likely to be harder to digest. And for me, that's how it is. So I went through numerous proteins. I tried a bunch of different ones, and they just none of them I couldn't handle it. And I just kept getting sick and, losing weight. And eventually I found a brand um, that I did a lot of research, and a lot of trials. And I finally found one that helped me and actually like I could digest it. It tastes good. It had great consistency and everything. And it was called Puris brand, which is right here. So this is Puris uh, pea protein, and they're really awesome. It's gluten free, it's organic, free of most allergens. It's also they test it for glyphosate, which is awesome. That's like the only company through like my research of looking around that is like they test for glyphosate, make sure it doesn't have it in there. So many foods, especially like grains and vegetables and such, have glyphosate in it because of spraying it. Even organic foods can have a certain amount of glyphosate because of runoff and now polluted water having it in there in the rain. So, anyways, they're a great brand and I really love it. So, I got into that. I started making like different concoctions with it and I came up with this pudding recipe that I will share later. And it was really good. It's like a maple protein pudding. It kind of tastes like butterscotch pudding. So, with that, I started gaining weight back, and I got up to around 125 pounds. 100, yeah, 120. No, I got up to 129 pounds at one point, and then I, I I couldn't get the protein anymore. It like disappeared. It was out of stock. Every time I checked back, it was out of stock. So then, without having it, I started losing weight again and I was going down again. And so I started contacting the company, Puris, and seeing if they had any idea when it was coming back in stock. And they didn't know. They would let me know though. And so after I want to say 6 weeks or so of them being out of stock, and I contacted them again, and kind of told them what was going on, and you know. they told me like they would see what they could do, whatever, get back to me, see if they know when it was coming back in stock. And so a couple months at that point, and I heard back from them, and they said that they were going to send me a sample, because they don't know when it's going to be back in stock. But since I just told them at that last email, what was going on and everything, but they were going to send me a sample out. So I was like, that's awesome because like maybe the sample then will help hold me over until the supply chain comes back. But I guess little do we know how much the pandemic was going to screw up the supply chain, right? And how long it was going to take to get it back in there. But so it's awesome that they did this and sent me this because I mean this sample. Okay, so I went out to get this sample, right? And I got a notification on my phone. I got a mail on my porch, and I went out there and I was like, well, it can't be that because that package is huge. So I opened it up and it was from them, and I was like, what the heck? Like it was the biggest. Check this out. Okay, so this is what I opened up. It doesn't do it justice. This is a 44-pound bag of protein. Okay, think about it. The biggest dog food bag you buy, right? This is a 44-pound bag of protein that they sent me, which is simply amazing that they did that. And it just like I don't know, like I'm still surprised about it. Like this was a little over a year ago that they did this, and I was just like, this is gonna last me forever. Like I had no idea how long it was gonna last me, and like it was really cool. And it was just like I was very emotional. I was very elated. Just like happy, shocked. Like I hadn't had it in a couple months. Like so, I was excited about that, about getting my protein pudding back again, and so. I sent them an email, it was probably too long of an email, and thanking them and everything, and it was awesome. But yeah, little did we know how long it was going to be out of stock because it ended up being like over a year that the supply chain was messed up. This did get me through, and at the rate that I was dropping weight, when I ran out of the protein and just that 2 months of how fast I dropped weight, I got down to 109 pounds. And I don't know if it wouldn't have been for getting this, you know, I don't know if I'd be alive today for real. And it might sound silly, like, oh, well, you just eat something else, or you just get this or whatever. But it's like I don't. It's like it took me 6 or 8 months, like, to find this protein like that I could eat and introduce it to my system and be able to like me of trying all these different things and this didn't work and that didn't work and that didn't work. Like it's not something that I had time to figure back out. At 109 pounds, 5'10", and that added with the heart stuff and the bone marrow and everything, it really complicates stuff. So I can't be thankful enough to the brand of Puris for doing that. Like that was amazing. And yeah. So I still eat that every day, and I make my protein pudding every day, or and sometimes I do like shakes or whatnot, but it's really good in a lot of things. So what I did was I'm going to share out you know, um, my recipe that I made. I show you what I put in it, all that good jazz, and talk about a couple other things. It should be, let's see here. Yep, right about now. It will be posted to my Instagram. It'll be posted to my Facebook page, and it'll be posted to my website. The link for my website to this recipe is in the description. You can check it out, and hopefully you'll give it a try and let me know if you like it. I think it's really good. It has a great consistency, and it's like I said, it's like very like it's like a maple butterscotch flavor, and it's really helped me to gain weight, to get the right protein and calcium because I add that in there as well. So this is the recipe here, and before I go into this part, now that I've said that stuff, um, I'll look at the chat and then I'll get back into where I was. Because normally, like, we're talking a lot more, but I knew if I was started looking over here and I'd get distracted, and that was hard enough to get through as it is. And I'm sure I missed a lot of stuff, but you got the point, I do believe. All right. Tampa B, my son-in-law has celiac and lactose intolerant. My husband's gluten sensitive and very lactose intolerant. I was a vegan for over 10 years, so I know the difficulties regarding food ingredients. Yeah, you got that right. Yeah, I've been vegan a little over 4 years now myself. So yeah, I agree. Pardon me, identify with a lot of, well, all that. And you know, 10 years ago, you think about it, when I found out about my celiac, it was 2002. So go back 2002 and try to find anything gluten-free in the store. You couldn't do it. It wasn't there. It was like, everything you had to make from scratch. But now I'm appreciative of that because like now I can make like anything that I really want to cook or bake or whatever, like I can make and bake, from scratch, which is cool. Everything now, you can go out and buy anything that's gluten free, lactose free, like vegan, like all these common allergens. It wasn't like that back then. So, Iron Man. That's funny you say that. Yep. Um, I used to actually watch these two kids, and they're awesome, and definitely always will remember them. And I had the pacemaker, and they called me Iron Man Paul because like it was like having a thing in your chest, like Tony Stark did. It was pretty cute. Being gluten and is no joke. I've never heard it put that way, but no, gluten and um yeah, getting it is so hard. Like I remember going back, I'm wanting to say 2007. Uh, I got really sick from eating something. I didn't know what it was, so I went back, through. I have a food journal. Yeah, I always went through then, and with that, I ended up finding that it was this rice cereal that I was eating, this puffed rice cereal. So I go through and I was looking at the ingredients, and nothing said anything about wheat or may contain or whatever. It didn't say it on their website or whatever. So I contacted them, and they, were honest about it. And they're like, "Well, we do make puffed wheat also, on the same, factory line, but we clean it in between. But if you have celiac, it's, that little bit, the cross contamination can really mess you up." And so they ended up starting to put it on the label, though, that may contain traces of gluten because of that, which is pretty cool. Because I didn't want anyone else to have to feel that again. I wasn't trying to get anything from them. I didn't, but they put that on the thing, and I thought that was awesome. Tampa B, you're so incredibly inspiring, Paul. I appreciate it. I do. Woo, you made it. Tree hugging Buddhist. Yeah, I did. I appreciate you. Sandy Wendy, love the name. Hi. Um, yeah, it's a lot, and there's so many, like, so much more, obviously, through all that time frame, but to get to where I want to get today, that is a nice skeleton outline. An appropriate effort. I cannot digest nutrients either, but I digest fat fairly good, apparently. Even at my weight, the doctors told me I'm malnourished. Yeah, I like that you bring that up because there's a big misconception that you are, if just because you're overweight, that you have plenty of nutrients, you have plenty of food, and like you can live off that for a year or two. I used to think the same thing, I used to watch this show, what was it called? It was like Doctor Now was the dude on it, and 600 pound life, I think, or something like that, where like they would go there and he would help them lose weight, and he would often tell them, like that they had enough on them to last, a year or two without eating at all or something. But like, it's not true. You can live off obviously fat and stuff for a long time, but if you're not getting the right nutrients, there's certain things you need to get often, and you can't store it. like water soluble vitamins, for instance. But it becomes a big stigma though around being overweight and then not getting the proper attention. Like, doctors might not give you the proper attention because they think of that same stigma thing of because you being overweight, like you couldn't be malnourished, So, um, yeah, not being able to absorb and digest nutrients is a really big problem. And it seems like more and more autoimmune problems are going on. Hi, Daydreaming. Thank you for coming over. They're saying hi to each other. All right, an appropriate heifer. You're doing great, Paul. Thank you. It's I know that I'm definitely feel more tense today than normal. Um, uh, it's been um, it's been a really weird 6 months. That's amazing that they did that. Kudos to them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I couldn't believe it. 44 pounds. Yeah. Sandy says, "Wow." Yeah, great company. Yeah, I know, right? I was blown away. Like, I still like thinking about it, going out there. And I'm like, where am I gonna put this? But like, it was amazing. And I'll tell you what I ended up doing. I got a bunch of Mylar bags, resealable, and those little packets that, suck out the air, and I put them in individual 2-pound packages, and stored them up, and like a little squirrel, and it lasted me a little over a year, and I love it. I don't go one day without it. Um, how tall are you? I missed that. I'm 5'10". So yeah, when I got to 89 pounds, it was not good. Even at 109, like just this recently, during the pandemic, that's really hard. Currently, 124, um, and still, shooting to gain. And I was gaining weight a lot better before 6 months ago when a lot of stuff started going down with personal life here, which the community here knows about mostly, and not knowing where I'm going to end up, living and stuff and work and all that stuff. And it's stressing me out and it's making it hard to eat again. But the protein pudding, I can still eat and I'm still doing good with it. And it's awesome. I just gave you my oldest number money for new protein powder. Not sure which one, but looked really good too. She was vegan and no wheat or dairy now. Okay, awesome. It took me a minute to register that. Cool. Yeah. Let me know what they end up getting and if they like it. I know that obviously I already spoke about how awesome I love this one. It's and I love that there's like so many of them that I tried had that funky aftertaste or just didn't mix up right, it ended up floating on top or you'd get little bubbles like kind of like little like beads of stuff throughout it, they didn't mix up well, but this stuff does awesome. Um yeah, I know, right? Yes, I have a pacemaker. I got my first pacemaker when I was 25 years old. And then I just got my second one in August. So, MK, hello. I went gluten-free in 2008. It's come a long way since then. I use pea protein also. It's a good source of iron and high absorption rate. Yes, you got it. And yeah, I'm glad, when you went gluten-free in 2008, did you notice like a huge difference in your digestion? Like, and I guess you're still on that. I would assume from the way this reads. And yes, it is. It's a great source of iron, and pea protein is like naturally easier to digest. And the way they particularly make theirs, it's just it's awesome. I can't explain all the science behind it, but it's on their website. I did put a link to their website in the description, and definitely check it out. Tampa B, I'm thin and incredibly unhealthy. Weight doesn't always represent health. You got that right. Yeah, it is true. It doesn't. I mean, you can be overweight, um, and malnourished. You can be well, don't know if you can be like underweight and be nourished per se, but this depends on how you define underweight, I reckon. But, um, you can be thin and be healthy and have, all the nutrients you want, for sure. Tree hugging Buddhist. I love the name. I had severe malnutrition when I was drinking and using, and I was a vegan. Yeah, when you're doing a bunch of different things of like you're drinking and then vegan, like so you have to watch making sure you get, enough nutrients of certain kinds and stuff. It's easy to do that. I think a lot of us over the years have taken for granted like how easy it is to get or how easy it is to miss things. With the standard American diet, the SAD diet, um, standard American diet, there's a lot of nutrients that we're missing and lacking, and a lot of fiber. Most Americans do not get the minimum amount of fiber, let alone the recommended amount. So I think that's why a lot of people are full of shit. Oh, all right, tree hugging Buddhist. I lived on protein shakes and booze at the end. Oh, that sounds awful. I'm really sorry to hear that. Um, Hopefully you never mix those two. A beer shake. Oh, yeah, that's no good. Mm, yeah, no fun. I missed that year that I was on liquid diet. I really missed food. Uh, Alcohol really depletes nutrients. I didn't know that actually. I never been like a big drinker or anything. That's really interesting. It depletes nutrients. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It is a poison. Literally, I mean, they check your blood poison level, right? So let me go back to this for a minute while I'm talking because I've yet to do to get into that. Um, whew. All right. My son has always tried to gain weight. His sister has struggled losing weight since preteen. Same house, same parents, but so different. Yeah, it is really wild. They often say, it's like, is it nature or nurture? Is it this or that? And sometimes it's just random shit, because it's like just like twins, they have the twin studies and they can be look exactly the same, eat the same, grow up the same, but be totally different body types as an adult or completely different, characteristics or, whatever. It's really interesting. Can you share what you atypically eat now? I like that. Yeah. Now I eat. Well, let's go with it this way. Mornings, I love my frozen blueberries, my frozen cherries, mixed with some sprouted seeds of hemp seeds, pumpkin seeds, and sunflower seeds. I have steamed greens of like power greens and arugula, and then I eat maple syrup popsicles that I make that it tastes really awesome. I eat freeze-dried peas. Obviously a big fan of peas. I do my pea protein pudding that I make. I do rice cakes, brown and wild rice cakes. Then I do a supplementation of calcium, B12, D3, iodine, and zinc. And then let's see, what else do I eat? I know I'm missing stuff. Do do. Almonds. I get raw almonds and I soak them, and then they get really soft, and you rinse them off and put some salt on them, and maybe like just a tiny bit of maple syrup, and it's really good. Or sometimes I'll make my own almond butter as well, and by soaking them for like overnight or for like maybe 3 4 hours, they become soft and really brings out the flavor. So I eat that as well. Those, I think that's my main stuff. Oh, sauerkraut. I eat fermented cabbage every day as well, which was a game changer for my digestive system. I used to have really bad acid reflux, I started eating like fermented foods like cabbage and beets, and within like 2 months, my acid reflux is totally gone. And I rarely ever get acid reflux. I'll get to like belching up a lot, or gas, or indigestion of that, like of the burping, but I don't get the acid reflux anymore, which is awesome. But I think those are the main things I eat now. I've been, I've maybe had two fruits in the last month. Oh wow, that's not enough fruits. Yeah, I love fruit. Sandy Wendy, I love that name. Yeah, I would say like, and like with working with the nutritionist and stuff, like, or the dietitian, the awesome thing about it was to be able to see what I was missing and fill in those gaps. My biggest thing is I don't get enough calories, and it's not because of what I eat, it's of how much of it I eat. Because when I get full, or even like when I almost like feel like I'm starting to not be hungry, like I get that feeling, I get afraid to eat anymore. And that's, my ARFID. It's like I am afraid to eat because I don't want to get sick because of having so many traumatic experiences of getting sick every time I ate. So I'm like pretty much hungry all the time, like 24/7, and it's really hard to live with. And like I can't sleep. Like I go to sleep, I wake up in 2 hours and I'm starving, and like so I've got to eat like a little bit of like a freeze-dried pears. Oh, there's another thing I eat, freeze-dried pears. Um, Hold on. So I do that like uh, I wake up every 2 hours when I'm trying to sleep because I'm really hungry, and blood sugar drops and stuff. But and then like I'm like nibbling on this food, and I'm just like terrified that I'm gonna get sick, and be alone, and I don't want to go through that anymore. So stomach pain like really gets to me, and it's sorry, it sucks. So I've been working with an eating disorder therapist for the last year, and she's awesome. And the only reason I finally got to see her was because of the pandemic, actually, because during before that, my insurance, I could only see people in person, and I because of my agoraphobia, I couldn't get to them, so I couldn't get the help I needed. So the telehealth really opened up where I could, get the help I needed to be seen by someone that was an eating disorder specialist. So I've been working with her for the last, well, over a year now. And, I went from 109 to 125, and still, have ways to go, but I've been consistently improving. I've learned so many coping skills and like different things, and that's helped a ton. But this last 6 months have really kicked my ass with everything new going on. Still gluten free. With a couple weeks, my headache stopped, better digested, no more bloating, brain fog gone. MK, that's awesome. I'm glad. That's really really cool. It's um it's wild how much things that we eat can, really just wreck us from inside out. You know what I mean? It's really wild. A lot of different fermented foods are really good for you. Yeah, that they are. And I gotta say, I really I miss the beets. I used to eat a lot of the fermented beets, but they stopped carrying it where I was. So I haven't had them in a long time. So I'd like to make them again. I used to make them, and I would make it with the orange beets because I never was able to find those in the store, like fermented orange beets. But they're really good. And so is the purple cabbage. So like when I make my own sauerkraut, I'll use purple cabbage. It gives it a different profile, you know? All right, Tampa B. Pretty much, I enjoy feeling guilty and bad about myself. So not eating well and not exercising keeps the guilt going. So it's kind of like a self-fulfilling vicious cycle thing. I'm sorry. I mental health problems suck. They do. And it's awesome when, we can be in a place where we feel safe to open up about that. And that's what this is all about. Like this channel, our conversations. I really want people to feel comfortable talking about what they fear, what they are going through, and, crush that stigma around talking about mental health and the struggles because mental health is, just as important as physical health. If you're like mentally just, you know, exhausted, your physical health is going to go down really quick. Whereas if you have a good mindset, you can overcome a lot of shit physically. I mean, a lot. So, it's hard, All right, Tampa B, do you ever juice like with a master or master? I'm not gonna get that right. With a juicer. No, I used to. I would say back when I didn't, well, my liquid diet. I was juicing a lot to get extra calories and stuff, but it would give me a lot of bloating. And so I'm very cautious on liquid that I intake because of like the bloating factor. Because if I get to feeling like I'm bloated, I won't eat. And so I drink water, and that's the only thing that I drink really, unless I make a protein shake. I do have that, but otherwise I do like the actual regular foods, so to speak. But I'm gonna go through this real quick. I'll share the thing. So this is my protein pudding recipe, and it's really good. I've had a couple people try it. I don't know that many people in real life, so a couple people is a lot of people, but they really liked it. They said it was good. It has a really great consistency. So you can read on here what I put in it. I put a quarter cup of the Puris pea protein powder. I put 1 teaspoon of calcium citrate powder, which helps me get my calcium that I'm lacking from my diet. And it also helps with the consistency and everything in the setting up of it. So, anywho, 2/3 cup of spring water. I would not recommend using tap water. It does change the flavor of your puddings or your popsicles that you make. So if you can, use spring water. A pinch of Ceylon cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of pure maple syrup. My favorite brand is Sapjack, and I've been using them for a long time. I love them. Best flavor of maple syrup that I've had, and I've had well over 13 different types or brands. I really like maple syrup, and then a pinch of Himalayan sea salt, and then down here just tells you how I do it. Very simple. I have these little jars from maple butter that I buy. So I use that and I mix the protein powder, the calcium, the salt, and cinnamon into the little jar, kind of shake it up, stir it up. And then I add the water, I mix it up, and then I add in the maple syrup. I mix that all up real good, and then I put it in the refrigerator. I think it's like 2 hours approximately, but usually like I make it in the morning, and then I put it in there, and then the afternoon like I'll eat it. But I think it only takes like 2 hours, and it'll set up. So when you bring it out, then and you open it up, it looks like pudding, and then I just kind of do an extra little whip, and voila, move along. Um, so gonna go to, oh yeah, there's that my pacemaker. That was when I just got it this last time. It swelled up really bad. I had internal bleeding pocket my uh um my bone marrow disease. So I wasn't whatever. My blood wasn't clotting properly, and so it made a big pooling of blood, and it was like a big tennis ball in there. Not a good time. But okay, so this is a calcium citrate I use. You can use whatever kind you want. This kind I use, I do really well with it, and it's very reasonably priced. I get all my supplements like this from Vitacost.com. I've been using them over 10 years now, and they're awesome. They ship quick, good with returns or making things right. You can always get coupon codes, so I do like them a lot. And this stuff's really inexpensive and it'll last me a long time. So that's the calcium citrate I use, and it's just white powder. That's the salt I use. It's like a pink Himalayan salt. The Ceylon cinnamon. the Frontier Co-op. This is the brand I use. This is what I use. However, I buy it in bulk now because buying it in the jars, like with the amount of it that I use, like I buy it in bulk and then freeze or shrink it, and then airlock it. There we go, and then move along, and it's a lot cheaper that way. There's the Sapjack brand maple syrup that I use. I get that typically off their website or sometimes Walmart. And then that's like where you can see the different powder, mixed together. My cinnamon, pinch of salt, and my calcium and my protein. And then there's what it looks like. I don't know how this comes across on the screen on your end, but it is very, on my end, it looks very good. It's got this, um, I don't know, just kind of butterscotch feeling, to it when I look at it. But that is the ingredients that I use, and that's how I make it. It's very simple, but I eat that every day, and it's the only thing that I eat that like gives me like a smile, giggle, like kind of thing. Like I'm just like, so like this is so good, you know. It's just amazing. I love it. All right, Sandy Wendy, I love purple cabbage. Awesome. Yeah, purple cabbage is awesome. Have you ever had purple sweet potatoes? I'll tell you, like I used to eat a lot of sweet potatoes, and I want to get back into it. I really, it's one of the things I'm trying to introduce back into my diet because I really, really miss sweet potatoes. Yeah, the purple sweet potatoes are amazing. All right. I just bought Sapjack maple syrup. Oh, no way. That's awesome. Yeah, it's good stuff. And they have a bunch of different types. They have like the bourbon barrel, they have like the dark amber, they have like the lighter ones, they have like cinnamon, vanilla. I really like the dark robust one. It's but I get that one and I'll get the lighter one. Those are the two I usually get the most. I have a juicer. I mostly use it during apple season when the tree has tons of fruit. Love it. Oh, nice. Yeah, fresh apples are great. I miss fresh apples. I Anytime I eat apples, like my stomach is it is awful. It does not. They do not like me. I like them. Now the weird thing is I can't eat freeze-dried apples. Freeze-dried apples I can digest. Fresh apples I cannot. Sorry, had to. Okay, what did you have to? I don't, I must have missed it. I must have missed it. Do. I don't know. I missed some inside joke. It might not have populated on here. Um, oh, did they censor it? They might have. I don't know. There are settings I think in there that sometimes they like automatically censor certain things. So I don't know what you said, but they might have. That's pretty funny if they did. I don't think I have any kind of sensory things on mine, but I'll definitely check to see, because I don't want that. But I said the pudding looked like, oh man, how'd the pudding look like that? That's hilarious. Now I gotta look at the picture again. I'm glad it doesn't taste like that. Let's see, pull that picture back up. You're saying that this looked like, is it because of the spoon? Let me move myself out of the way. I don't know. I don't see it. All right, pin is. Yeah, pin 15, right? She's okay. Daydreaming. Sees it. The head. Okay. I get you. Just the tip. All right. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. I oh um if I did want to say too, like I know ArtFit is one of those things that a lot of people don't uh, I don't hear people talking about it much, but if you do, feel free to send them, over here, um, or they're feel free to email me or whatever. Um, it's not something that we get to talk to a lot of other people with it about. So it is good to connect to other people that struggle with it. So want to throw that out there. Sandy Wendy, yes, purple sweet potatoes, awesome. So you've had those too. Yeah, I love them. They're like, and it's so wild. I remember the first time I got them, and it was just like sliced it open, and it was just like, what the, like so bright purple on the inside too. Um, it's awesome. Okinawa, Japan, purple sweet potatoes, very good stuff. I wonder if I could find this quick enough to show you something, or if it'll work. There we go. So I have a website I've been working on and got some of my art on it and my book, my children's book, things of that nature. But what I wanted, oh, and the recipe, of course. But what I wanted to talk or say right now was our pets. So I love my pets. You love your pets. I think most of us here have how long have you had ARFID? I diagnosable ARFID a couple years, like 2 years. But I've had it since I would say 10th, 11th grade, somewhere around then. Right, when all my other issues with food came into play of getting sick, and that's what triggered it. So, but there it wasn't in the DSM, then it wasn't a known or a classified eating disorder. As another reason why it was so hard to get help with it for so long because it's like a therapist would be like, "Well, you're not eating because you don't want to gain weight, or you're not, this, or you're not throwing up, or you're not." And it was like they were trying to fit me into a box, and that's one thing I have problems with many therapists that I've seen over the years. Is like they try to put you into a box with a diagnosis and then treat that box instead of getting to know you and treating you. They treat your symptoms or the box you fit in within their DSM manual. But it wasn't in the DSM until the DSM-5. ARFID wasn't. Um, of course it wasn't. Yeah. And it's like it doesn't have to like all these different things. Like it sucks that it has to take something becoming like a box in order to be treated for it. There's so many different things that people struggle with that are unique to them. So it's like I wish, and my therapist now is like this. Like she treats me, she helps me. She doesn't find this box of what I have and then treat these things with textbook shit. Um, it's very personalized, and that's that type of therapy I think is very beneficial. Lighter note, pets. I love them. You love them. And on my website, let me get rid of myself here. I have a section where it's called Your Pets. And I like to put pictures of like people's pets. So like these are things that people sent to me that bought my children's book. They sent me pictures of their pets and I put them on the website. What I would like is all of you to send me pictures of your pets. And then I can put them here on the website um, and share them out, because pets are so important and they're really awesome for our mental health. They're so loving, so so much unconditional love. And that's what I want to see, more of in the world. We need more unconditional love. And not just to dogs or from dogs or to cats or whatever, but to other people. At the end of the day, humans, we are animals too, and we deserve compassion. We deserve, to have space to fuck up, and by talking about what our fears are, by talking about what we struggle with, and by being vulnerable and opening up and other people being okay with that, we can lose that, assholeness, that tight butthole feeling of like you gotta be perfect, you gotta be great, you can't be weak, you gotta be, all these things. Nah, fuck that. You just gotta be. That's it. And if you're honest with yourself and you're honest with other people, life becomes a little more easy. A little, at least, maybe not easy. Let's say it becomes more bearable, right? So, send me some pictures of your animals and I will post them onto my website. I think that would be cool. And I think those are the things I wanted to talk about. So, um, how's everyone doing? Thank you for sticking with me through all that. And yeah, if you do try my protein pudding, let me know if you like it. All right. MK, should we send pet pics to your email? Yes. Thank you. I should have said that. Yes. Email me at a typical Paul email at gmail.com. And it is in the description. I always have my email on there and all my other links there as well. I agree. Awesome. Sandy Wandy. I love how that rolls off my off the tongue. I'm going to get a drink of water. Pardon me one moment. So, whew, it's been a long week and it's only Wednesday. I was in the ER as a lot of you all know over the weekend and dealing with stuff spastic colon and I stomach virus and my blood work was off and stuff, so followed up with the GI doctor on was it Tuesday? I think yeah, I think Tuesday I went to see the GI doctor. That was yesterday, and scheduled an endoscopy. So I'll get that on February 28th. See what's going on, you know. All right, inappropriate. Thanks for talking about this, Paul. It will help so many. I hope so. I hope you know, if it helps anyone, it's worth it, you know. And if me talking about it helps one person, awesome. And then if that person talks about it, helps one person, you know, the whole Wayne's World thing, and they tell two friends, and so on, and so on. Um, cool, awesome. Uh, yeah, and I know a lot of you all have awesome pets, so I'm excited to see what you send me. All right, Tampa B. Thanks, Paul. I like getting to know you better. Awesome. I appreciate you being here, and I've enjoyed getting to know you better as well. And it's been interesting, you know. As I've, you know, one part of my life is changing a lot. This part is coming in to play, and it's nice to be curating and being part of, you know, the community where we are talking about the mental health struggles, and we're not judging each other for it. And that would be awesome if one day, you know, like asking someone about the weather, you know, it's like the same as asking them about, you know, the panic attacks or, you know, their eating disorder or whatever else they're going through. Like it being that okay, that accepted, and the relief that we would feel as people that suffer with those things would just be game changing. And I mean, literally life saving. I mean, there's so many people that die, you know, every year just because they don't feel like they have someone safe to talk to and they just need to be heard. All right, tree hugging Buddhist. Any plans for for another children's book? No plans as of yet. I I have plenty of ideas, but having the time and the I guess energy and everything to dedicate to it is a lot. And right now, just trying to, you know, find a job and survive and get by, so to speak, is priority number one. You know, working on my mental health and everything. But I definitely have a lot of ideas. One of which is about my cat, Sandy. I'm out hiking. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Hiking is awesome, awesome, awesome. I I want to do that again. It's been a while. I enjoy being out in nature, the trees and the grass and everything. There's just something about it, connecting to it. It and if you're out in in a good area, you can breathe better, you know. If you're in the city, not so much, but if you're out in the forest or in some woods and you can just like, it's a little cool and it's like crisp when you breathe in. I love that feeling. See some birds, see some cool looking mushrooms and squirrels and little birds. Nature is awesome. Definitely awesome. So, I, let's see here. Tree hugging Buddhist. In Japan, they call it Shinrin Yoku. I have never heard that. What do they call that? What is that? Shinrin Yoku. That sounds really cool. What does that mean? Forest bathing. Oh, nice. All right. Forest bathing. Yeah, I'm down for that. Yeah, like, and then, like when you say that, it gives me an image of when I was walking through the woods and I come across like this fallen tree, and there's light coming through the canopy and just like shining on this one like broke down, log, and it was just like it was just wild. You know, you see the little speckles, in the sun rays, and those are those magical kind of little moments that simple, but fill you with memories, lasting. Like that was over a decade ago, and I can still just see it. Like close my eyes and it's just there perfectly. I think that's more of what life is about than material stuff. And I know in the past I've been very materialistic, and I still like there's things that I enjoy nicer things. Not, but I do take care of everything that I have. Like I have stuff that it's like 5 years old that looks brand new. But I I don't know. People are what make people, and the experiences with those people is what makes life worth living. You can really have like all the cool toys, all the cool like things in life that you want, all the gadgets, the boats or whatever, cars, But if you don't have people that really care about you and that you really care about to share it with, stuff gets old real quick. And when you're lonely, it doesn't matter anymore, you know? I don't I'm not really sure. Um right now I'm just feeling I guess I'm feeling exhausted for one thing, going through all that stuff, talking about it and thinking about things, and it's just exhausting living day to day with so much anxiety and fear around what I'm eating, what I'm not eating, fear of so many different things, and agoraphobia and being trapped, in this small area. And then now with you know, unknown time frame of losing, my home, it's really got me fucked up. And it really has like my stress levels really high, and my other mental health stuff is, exacerbated because of it. I'm doing the best I can, and doing everything I can to improve my situation, but it's an exhausting time. It definitely is. All right. Sandy Wendy, this is an oak woods. This is an oak woods. I love oak. Oak is a beautiful tree. Um, I really love woodwork also. And I'll tell you, my favorite wood is sweet gum. I I think let's see here, 2021 is when I found out about sweet gum wood. I'd never heard of it before, and I saw it and I was just like, oh my gosh, it's like that is gorgeous wood. It's got like so much character, so many like knots and twists and turns, and it's gorgeous. I'll see if I can find a picture of it. And then purple heartwood is also amazing. It's once they cut it down, it actually like, and the air gets exposed to air, it turns this beautiful purple color. It's really cool. Sweet gum wood. It's do 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 do. Here we go. So that's sweet gum wood. It is gorgeous. It has so much character. I that's what I used for the base of that one sculpture I did. Trying to find. They're all a little different, just like any other tree, but you can tell it's got a lot of character. Sweet gum wood does a lot of character. Just a gorgeous wood. All right, tree hugging Buddhist. The oaks have great stories, Sandy. Yeah, they're super old, and just I could you imagine being able to talk to them? That'd be amazing. All right, I go to all chats now because of you. Aw, that's awesome. That's really awesome. Tampa B, do you see Kazari's comments? I do not. Kazari's comments. I do not. I do not see a Kazari. Let me look over here. Is it being hidden for some reason? No, I do not see their comments. I'm on top chat. Oh, I was on top chat there, not on the other. For some reason, it is not popping up in my OBS, but she's down here. I wonder why. All right, let me see if I'm gonna have here to be able to read this because it's not popping up here. See if I can move it over here and be able to read it. Sorry about that. But yeah, I don't know why it wasn't prob coming up in there. That's odd. Bear with me while I move this over so I can read it. Hopefully. Live chat. All right. Go up to. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Let's see here. Hey, Paul. Great chat. Great to catch you live. Okay, sorry. Sorry. I have not seen you on here before. Thank you, for coming. I'm not even knowing where to look now. I've got everything mixed around. In my OBS system, like all my chats pop up over here, but yours did not for some reason. I do not know why. Um, I wonder if are you subscribed? I wonder if it doesn't propagate into here if not. I don't know. That's weird. But I am coming through now to read them. I'm focused on self-care, better food choices, more sleep, and getting to the pool. Heading that way soon. I've been feeling strange, not completely sure why. Hoping to avoid depression cycle. Well, that sounds really nice going to the pool. I'll tell you, I really want to go swimming. It's been a long time, like over a decade. And I really want to do it. I gotta find someone to go swimming with me because it's one of those things that I feel really awkward doing by myself. But yeah, self-care is very important, and being aware that you could be heading into a depression cycle is like awesome because you're being able to figure it out before it happens, that you can have preventative measures. Like, for instance, like I have a list of things that I do to help to get me out of depression when I'm in it, and then I have a list of things like that are, like red flags that, oh, this is coming. Like I can see it, canary in the coal mine, so to speak, and then I have a list of what I can do for when that thing is, creeping up. And like you said, self-care is key in that point. Um, you know. All right, Vitacost, Kasari, awesome. So you love them too, yeah. You can always get great coupon codes and stuff too. But yeah, I've been buying from them since I was in high school. It's crazy that they've been there for so long. All right. Uh, Kazri. All right, Kazri, Jazz Free, Kazri. Thank you very much, because I was not saying that right, I'm sure. Kazri. I appreciate you guys letting me know that I wasn't seeing her comments. I do not know why they're not popping up over here at all. Inappropriate heifer. I love swimming. You will have to come swim with me this summer. I had a Y membership and used the pool there during winter, but let it run out. Yeah, I have a Y membership for where I live, but I never go swimming. I play pickleball, which I need to find another person to play with now. And then I like to shoot hoops inside. It's much more enjoyable to me than doing it uh, inside. I mean, sorry, than doing it outside. I'm going to try to pop this out and back in and see if that fixes that issue because that is really weird. I've never had that before where um, I don't have all the chats going up there. So I'm not sure why. Pop out chat. All right. All right. Sandy's saying hi to Kazuri. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And I'm interested to see if she pops up in here next time. Um, it's technology is weird, you know. It's amazing how it works. It's amazing when it works. I don't get surprised when it doesn't work anymore. And I used to get very frustrated with technology and very like, just like, oh man, like it's annoying as shit. But now it's just like it is baffling when it works correctly. I think like the more you learn of how it works, the more you're surprised by the fact that it works at all. And it's really amazing. Let's see here. For some reason, yeah, that did not pop up on there. All right. Inappropriate hover. I have a pickleball court here too. Oh, that's cool. Um, yeah, for some reason, it stopped propagating up here. I'm not sure why, but I can read them from down here. Let me pull this up here so I can not have to look straight down. All right, where was I? Yeah, I like pickleball. It's fun. Like I don't get like all super serious like about it. Like I know some people get very serious, and that's fine. But yeah, I just like to play. It's a good time. Nobody uses it. That stinks. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I know there was some tennis courts up the road here, and they converted it to pickleball court. And the interesting thing about that is like you can fit like four pickleball courts into one tennis court. So a lot more people can play at once. So that's kind of cool. Docs. Do chat. I'm just resetting my docs here to hope that then it will pop up because it stopped propagating up here. Resetting your UI docs. Bear with me while I reset docs. Put back up. Now we'll see if it does or does not propagate. But what are all are you guys doing the rest of the night? I will be watching the lifeboat, of course, at 8 p.m. my time. But I'm not sure. I've got some. I want to put in some more applications. I want to make some dinner, make some steamed greens and such. That will be good. Pop that over there. There. All right. And we're back. All right. Tell B. Our neighborhood pickleball courts are busy, even have leagues. Oh, that's awesome. And that's you're in Florida. So like you have really beautiful weather all year round, pretty much. And I can imagine that. Ah, man, that'd be awesome. Yeah, excuse me. I really like it. It's fun. And I think that just playing in general, like playing anything, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, like any kind of like participated like sport where you're working with someone else or you're playing, you're having fun. That like it's like this play therapy. It's so beneficial. It makes you feel more connected to the world, more connected to other people. It makes you get outside of your head. Your body creates all kinds of good hormones and stuff. It just that was a big game changer for me was getting a Y membership, going over there, starting to shoot hoops, just do it by myself. But just being around other people, and then eventually started playing pickleball and stuff, and it's fun. And that I don't know, there's just something about it. So I definitely encourage people as adults, to still play. Oftentimes we get older and we stop doing that, and then we just if you stop playing, you grow old. You know, but as long as you're playing, you're having a good time. You might not be able to do certain things you used to be able to do, but you can always do something. And most things you can still do, but tweak it. But yeah, play therapy is awesome. It's high of 69 and sunny right now. Oh, man, that'd be great. I don't know what it is here right now, but it's cold. I know that much. No fun. I know that much. um, I really, the part of Florida where you live, I think I asked you this before. Do you get hurricanes where you are, or whatnot? I know like Florida's pretty big. My therapist and I toss a ball after each session. It lightens my heart. Oh wow, that's really cool. Yeah, I really like that. Yeah, it is. It's just like being playful. I've realized like when I went at one point, I got really into meditation, really into slow breathing, and I really got to where like my base heart rate now is like 50. Like I have a really low resting heart rate. But when doing that, and after doing that for so long, when my heart rate went up, and I would get really anxious, and then I'd end up having a panic attack because like I became so used to it being so low all the time that when my heart rate elevated, it freaked me out. And it took a lot, and I'm still not fully over it, but like it took a lot of exposing myself to exercise, to being able to get my heart rate up and be able to stand it, because when you exercise, it does mimic that panic attack feel where you get hot, you get, maybe breathing heavier, your heart's racing and everything. So through that experience, though, I learned that, exercise is a great exposure therapy to panic attacks, and being able to link your brain to that, where like by exercising and by getting out of breath purposefully, and then while doing that, realizing and telling yourself, doesn't this feel a lot like a panic attack? Like, you're not like you're having a great time and now it's fun, you're safe, you're okay, you know? And it helps to kind of link that. And I've slowly broken away from like now I can play pickleball and I get a little bit of out of breath and stuff, and I'm not freaking out like I was before. And the more I do it, the better I'll get at it. Now, last couple months, I have not been able to do that as much, unfortunately, um, and I notice a difference. So I want to get back into doing that. If I can't find someone or whatever to uh, then I'm going to start playing basketball again over there. I think that would be good. But I'm still doing my exercises at home. I have like a stationary bike and like some simple isometric stuff and that I do and things of that nature. All right, inappropriate heifer, 37 right now. All right, and you're not too far from me, a couple hours, so probably the same here. MK, beginning of COVID, I made myself a roller skating rink in my basement. No way. That's awesome. I would love to see some pics of that. I would really like to see some pics of that. Lifeboat. Uh, also update resume. Yeah. Oh yeah. I asked what everyone was doing. I had talked so long, I forgot. Yep. So watching the lifeboat, awesome. Also updating resume, cool. Yeah. So we are both on on the hunt. It's hard. It is hard to find out there. You know, or at least it has been for me. It's been 3 months. I've been putting in applications very steadily every day. Um, I wish you luck, Sandy, on your hunt as well. Tree hugging Buddhist. I never made that connection about exercise and panic attacks. Thank you. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. It took a lot of a lot of getting messed up and having to deal with stuff to, I guess, to realize a lot of different things, and that being one of them. So now that I know that, I use that as a form of desensitization to panic attacks. My goal is not to stop having panic attacks anymore. Like, that's not my goal. My goal is to not fear it, because once I stop fearing it, I will stop having them. But even if I did have it, it's not going to last that long because I'm not fearing it. Um, which links back around to, like, if you're around someone that knows about panic attacks, knows you have panic attacks, and is okay with it, like they're not, going to make you feel bad about it, and you have a panic attack, it's a lot easier to manage that than if you are out in public and you're around people that you don't know, or if you're around someone that thinks that is a bunch of bullshit, and you just suck it up, buttercup, or whatever. It intensifies that panic attack. It's very situational, like, and you feel very judged, or I feel very judged anyways when I'm having a panic attack, and it's just like the world is looking at you, even though it's really not. And that's why you don't want to crush the stigma, right? Around talking about it, because if everybody is talking about it and everyone becomes um, okay with it, and supportive of one another, we'll be way less anxious. It'd just be just night and day different. Daydreaming. I will be going to sleep 10:30 p.m. here. Oh wow, yeah, 10:30 p.m. there. It's 5:30 here. It's uh It's one of those simple things that never ceases to, I don't know, surprise me. Like, it's like I know how it works, but like how someone on another part of the world, it's 5 hours difference. It's just weird. We are tiny animals, we humans, on this big planet. And then, really, I don't know, tiny planet. If you look at us compared to the sun, or, other planets, or our galaxy, or whatnot. I love those videos where it starts off like a stoplight or whatever, and then it starts zooming out, and eventually, like, you see the state, and you see the country, and you see the globe, and Earth, whatever, and then the galaxy, and it just keeps going out and out and out, and we are so tiny, just not even a speck. It's definitely a humbling. Those are humbling videos. Makes you feel tiny. I think that I have said everything that I wanted to say about that. And we've had some discussions. I am gonna make some food. That's what I'm gonna do. I need to eat. I'm hungry. Sandy, yes it is. Um, yes it is. You're welcome, and thank you. I really appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that comes and is a part of the conversations, or that come and watch later. Um, Anyone that joins in the conversation, leaves comments. I appreciate you all. Um, Daydreaming. Good night, everyone. Much to all. I'm thinking that I was going to say much love to you all. Good night. I hope you sleep well. Um, as Enjoy your dinner. I will. I appreciate it. Tree hugging Buddhist. Thanks for sharing your time with us, Paul. It makes a difference. Well, it makes a difference to me for me too. So I appreciate you. I really, uh, I love what we are all creating here. It's really awesome. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So MK says, much love to you all. Awesome. All right. So until next time, get outside your comfort zone. Do something that you love. Get a little play in, you know? Toodles. I love that. Yeah, do something that makes you laugh. Do something that you're gonna enjoy. Be a kid again. And don't take life so seriously. I love you. Be cool.